Holy shit. Hello. That scared me. This is a mature video game. Is it? Jesus. How's it going, composer? That's good. Just gonna do a quick stream before I went to bed, so. Okay. Everything's in order. Everything's in order. And let's see here. There we go. Alright, Ridge Racer Revolution. This only gives you one lap, so we're just gonna get to the end.
3, 2, 1, go! Great start! Now go for the lead! Okay, the final lap! Hang there!
Oh yeah, of course. That's how you got, you know, that's how you got teenagers to, you know, fork over their quarters and put them in your machine. This feels a lot better than I remember growing up with, because it's like, I know how to run this game now. Like, I'm straight up third on the leaderboards. Now, granted, there's not a whole lot of names on that leaderboard, but...
Is this a demo?
Yep. I couldn't get a hold of, I couldn't get, the disc that Ricky's been running, but, so I just kind of threw together splits for, my own, you know, in the spirit of what he's doing, just run my own demo disc that I grew up with. But then, like, an hour ago, Bandy fucking came out of nowhere and hooked me up with Ricky's disc, so, at some point I'll do that. But I need to put together splits for that and then get a good idea of what rules that Ricky's been going by.
What have we got?
And then might do something similar with the demo disc that Glued's got. That he wanted to do. He wanted a demo percent for Ridge Racer 4. So I just got done doing a run of that.
What have we got?
Oh, go figure. Or rather... Okay, one of the two football games on this disc, and I have no fucking clue how to play. So we're just gonna do
How hard
whatever.
can it really be? PS1 football game? How hard can it really be?
Well, I'm blown away by the fact that there's two of them on this thing.
Sports games back in the day were fucking popular. It's crazy. Or at least, I don't know if I'd say they're popular, but at least fucking there were so many of them, that's for sure.
Right. I guess we're playing as Nebraska the home team. I don't know. Passing, running, run defense. I don't know how to fucking. I'm just gonna do whatever on this. Sure does take a long time to load, but then again, that might also be just emblematic of how old the disc is.
Yo.
Yo, what's up?
Or,
Chillin'. Oh, let's always do that.
So how's it going?
It's going.
Cool, cool.
Sure is.
Hmm.
you were.
What? You got that? Nah, Sunday.
We can probably do some music together. So I'll probably do that.
Yes. Working on like some shit that Waffle sent me a while ago. Dude, Logic does this thing where sometimes I have to zoom in literally all the fucking way to get it to snap to like the grid. And then even then, like, oh my god, it's so irritating. It doesn't like it's snapping to either side of like one fucking
I think I know what
millimeter.
should happen. Wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say it's snapping to your playhead, but it's snapping around your head.
I know. Look, you can see where the line is.
That is disgusting. Wait,
I know.
what?
I know. Dude, it happens all the time. I don't know why.
I gotta look this up for you because that would kill me.
Dude, it's so frustrating. It happens to me all the time. But then other things like, I'll go to some other region and it'll be perfect. I guess the solution is I could drag them over like this and then slice them both at the playhead. Yeah, I guess that works, but like, so annoying.
Okay, so hitting square is not the play.
Oh, I know exactly what's happening.
Oh, tell me.
We'll probably. So there's two types of snapping in DAWs usually. There's relative snapping and absolute snapping. What that means is, okay, imagine you have a clip that's barely off, like you have it on a bar, but it's barely moving. If you move that forward one bar with a relative snapping, it will be directly, like a one bar ahead of where it was, meaning directly ahead of the next one. So you have absolute snapping, snap regardless of where it was. So you see your snap settings in the top of the system, right? Top right.
Whoa.
What is it on?
Wait, I don't even know where you're talking. Oh, whoa. Absolute value?
Oh, maybe I'll look backwards. I mean, go to relative and see if that fixes it. I thought it was.
No, it's on relative right now.
Oh yeah, you want it on absolute. Yeah, you want it on absolute.
Oh my god.
Does that make sense, though, right? If you're like barely off.
Yeah.
If you go one bar forward, it'll be one bar plus whatever you already had, right?
Yeah.
But if you have something barely off on absolute and you go one bar forward, it'll snap to the actual bar. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me test. Yeah. Now it's not. Oh my god, my life is amazing now. Dude, that used to piss me off so bad.
And then you can also change it to, if you do change it from snap to beat to division, you can make it be all the subdivisions of the time signature you're working in. If you want to get nitty gritty snapping, like 16th note, 17th note.
Oh, I can literally see it. Like, oh my god, that's fantastic. Sheesh. That's fucking awesome, dude. Let's go. One kick.
Okay, if I remember this one correctly.
Oh, it even makes my playhead snap. Wow, that's fucking sick.
Anything always recommend doing? Learning your dot inside and out. You know?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care
okay.
what dot you use, but if you use a dot, learn it inside and out. You know?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that lately.
Shit.
There we go. That's way better.
Airlift's gotta be a little bit of a tricky one.
Wait, hey, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's because I'm highlighting both. Oh.
Dude, I have too many hobbies that I care about now. Fuck.
How do you choose between your hobbies?
God, that buzzing is horrendous. Okay, here we go.
Shit.
I guess it's better to be like, damn, what do I want to do between these three options than to just be like, I don't know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True.
Decision paralysis, there are too many choices, or decision paralysis, there are not enough. What is the optimal amount of choices, right?
Right. Okay. There we go. Bingo.
Well,
Did you do the drums?
what?
Did you do the drums?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That sounds like box drums for sure.
It's I took not a sample, a pattern from my Casio, and I just like chopped it up and then looped it.
I just realized, how the fuck have you been able to hear me? My mic's on the floor.
You sound far away, but
Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on, let's my mic stand is broken as fuck, so I heard something fall in my sleep, and I was like, that's probably my mic. And yep, it was. Oh my god, I'm gonna beat its ass.
then I have this drum machine that I'm gonna like layer over it because they sound like pretty thin, obviously.
Is that the drum machine or the splice loop?
This is the loop from the keyboard, and then this is my drum machine.
Gotcha. I love the what you call it, the flam snare. You know?
Yeah, I just like time stretched it.
Like where it fucking literally rolls.
Actually, were you talking about the hi-hat? I just realized the snare's not even doing that.
It's the first snare that hits. Play it again.
Oh yeah. I stretched that one. Yeah, you can see. Actually, I flattened it so you can't see the actual stretch I did.
Wow, you're a bouncer. Okay, I see.
Yeah, because I used like quantizing and like stretching to fuck it up, and just sometimes by cutting and looping and stuff, it can change what the quantizing is doing.
Right,
So
audio quantization's weird, yeah.
Yeah, so once it's exactly what I want, I just bounce it so that it doesn't change on me.
Dude, I love how every DAW uses a different term for this. There's bouncing, there's freezing, there's committing, there's
Yeah, I guess.
rendering, there's...
I guess I bounce in place.
No, yeah, it's just, I love that there's so many words for the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay, wait, what is the kick? Bump. Okay, easy. Wait. Boom.
You get the speed
Boom.
one.
Boom. just look. I can see it in the wave.
Hockey.
Oh my god, that's snapping. That is such a stupid thing that for me to not look up.
Well, I'm the kind of person that as soon as something annoys me even a little bit, I'll spend 2 hours fixing it, even if that means I don't get done what I was getting done.
Yeah, because then, I mean, you're better off in other projects and when you start stuff.
I'm just such a big whore for, like, exactly customizing things the way I want. You don't even want to know all my hotkeys that I've set manually in Studio One, dude. It's ridiculous. I'm not even kidding. I have hotkeys to change the, like, amount of subdivisions that my quantizing, or not my quantizing, my snapping does, right? Normally I snap to each quarter note, but if for whatever reason I need to snap to 8th or 16th notes, I have a quick hotkey to change that and then change it back, you know? Like,
I've been meaning to plug in my MMO mouse and set like a fuck ton of shortcuts.
oh my god.
Like, all the buttons on that.
Dude,
like,
okay, I've never used one of those like fucking 12 mouse buttons on the side. Is it hard to distinguish which one you're pressing? Because that's whenever I forgot what it was. It was like the Razer fucking something, Naga or something.
It's the ones I have. There, certain ones have like little bumps on them, and they're slightly different shapes. Like you get used to it, like easily, like telling where your thumb is.
That makes sense.
And I also have like a very like a visual mind in that way, where it's like if I organize like, oh, like I just know this line is like my fire spells, and then my heal is the bottom left. Like it like commits to my memory fairly easy.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess really it is the same thing with hotkeys, right? Like it's like I'm not thinking about the keys in order, I'm thinking about the way my hands feel when I do that combo, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that sounds so much better.
I'm trying so hard to get this mic to not fall again. It's ridiculous.
This sounds so good with this layered on it.
Kick drum's juicier.
Yeah, the kick in the Casio is like little baby kick. For sure.
I think the snare could be louder.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to, I might even add in the snare and then try to do the same stretching. Because this loop is all one. Like I can't just turn up the snare, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if I manage to like get the drum machine snare to like do the same shit.
That's awesome. Shit.
Baller. Yeah, because I think just this, I think it'll bury the edits that I'm doing in the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Not as much as I thought, but I think it still might sound cool if I stretch it.
Round one. Fight!
So what is the difference between slicing and rhythmic? It seems...
So there's, when it comes to quantization algorithms, I don't know how Logic does it, but generally how it works is it detects transients differently. Do you get what I mean? So if it's a rhythmic quantization algorithm, it looks for very clear transients that are very you know,
Yeah,
because
you
it's a
can
rhythmic
kinda-
thing, they're gonna have very clear transients. But if you're doing like, I don't know if this has a melodic one, for example,
I think that would
but
be, I don't know. I have monophonic, slicing
monophonic would be
rhythm.
melodic. Yeah, monophonic.
Yeah.
What that's gonna do is that's gonna take like an instrument, like a voice or a sax, or just one instrument that's not really transient heavy, right? And
Yeah.
it'll be more lenient with what a transient is, right? It'll be like, since this is less likely to have like a fucking kick that's just all the way at the top of the 0 dB line and everything else is below it, it's gonna look way more intricately for like what is probably the start of a line or the start of a phrase. You know what I mean?
Right, because polyphonic obviously works better when I have like chords and
Yep.
everything like in one track, and that makes sense, that explanation.
Yep.
But
And
you
so
know
like
what?
with polyphonic, you might imagine a pianist rolls a chord or something, right? And that
Yeah,
might be more
yeah.
likely to be like, okay, well, only the first transient's the important one, right?
Mhm.
But if a singer did like what's like an arpeggio with their voice, each thing would be a transient, right?
Yeah.
So it's like really all the difference between these algorithms does is detect transients differently. So generally, honestly, when I'm doing drums, I do rhythmic all the time. But for anything else, I try monophonic and polyphonic, because sometimes you'll have like a chord section that just sounds better with the monophonic one because of the way it's played. But
Yeah, true. Do you know what tempophone means?
is that another one of these? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I have two flex times that are speed and tempophone that have FX in parentheses, which I don't really know what the FX is for, but I don't know what tempophone is.
Let's
It
see.
might have to do with how it stretches. Because I know, like, okay, so for example, watch this. If I go...
A tempophone, so you know how when you stretch audio, it stretches the pitch and the rhythm at the same time?
Ah, yeah.
Tempophone lets you choose each one individually. You can stretch pitch or just
Okay.
tempo.
Yeah, because speed changes the pitch when you stretch it. So tempophone, that's cool, okay.
Yeah, you know how it'll be like
There's
the pitch won't change at all, but it'll sound super artifacty, like hello. It'll be not deep, but super artifacty because it kept the pitch, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. And I noticed too, like with I mean, this makes sense because of the names, but with slicing, when you add markers like this, it actually cuts it up.
Yeah, that I'm assuming. I've never seen this
With the
before, but I'm
rhythm.
assuming
With
this
the
just
rhythm,
lets you create
stretch.
your own transients, right?
Yeah, and with the other ones, it actually stretches instead of like, slicing. That's
Yep.
what it's called.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, audio quantization's like such a complex thing because, like, you know, obviously MIDI quantization was easy. Like, you can see where everything is on a grid with MIDI, but trying to solve that for audio is so weird.
Yeah. Let's see how this sounds. Oh, it sounds massive.
Yeah, literally fat snare. Yeah, that's fat.
Match with this though. I want speed for that. I feel like. Interesting. I'll have to mess around with. So I can make it like. Oh. Let's try this. Oh. Interesting. Oh, I should probably drag from here instead. Dude! That sounds fucking sick. It's not really what I'm looking for, but it sounds sick.
What again? Oh, you know what you should do? You should do that at the end. The first snare will be that fat one you had before, and then at the end, you have the lower snare as the last one, you know?
Like in the loop, you mean?
Yeah, in the loop. Like you loop the regular snare over to the beginning, but then the last snare is that deep one to add some variation in the percussion.
Yeah. I think we try to match the other ones to this, like that, because I want to see what it sounds like if I make it like that. But then that last one have it like you said.
Exactly, yeah.
Just add a marker so that
What the? Okay.
That fucked it. For sure.
I wanted to sound like this though.
Right.
Yeah.
What I think it is, I think the reason why the Cassia one sounded like that is I think there was a super subtle like flang on it, and stretching it made it clearer that it was a flang. You know what I mean? Like you just couldn't hear it sped up. But with this one, there is no flang, so you don't really hear the trill. Like, you know, that still sounds kind of fat.
Does sound fat as fuck.
I fuck with that.
I really like that snare, yeah. It's like that click at the end, though. That's not gonna help, but it sounds like... Okay, this almost sounds like a little hat at the end. It's kind of cool. Let me see, it's like, it's burying the cool effect in this, though. It's the thing.
This is just gonna be complete race.
Would the settings be...
That was the direction I shouldn't have gone.
The fuck? I could use tempo bone more. I didn't know I could make that fucking noise.
Up we go. Oh shit. Boy, I got it.
Eh. I just pan it.
I love cats.
Yep, he passed out on the stream last night.
Yeah. Fucking
I tried.
get onto
He
my
literally
wheels.
he was on the floor as I was trying to tell him, "Cat, end your stream." And there's only one word that I can define Cat when he's drunk, and it is stubborn. If you want Cat to do something when he's drunk, tell him to do the exact opposite, and you have a 100% success rate.
I can confirm this actually.
And so when I told him to end his stream and just go to bed, obviously that isn't what was going to happen.
I mean, he did half of that. He
did
followed the
go
go to bed part.
Incredible. Incredible.
Dude, I love the little icons. They're adorable.
I think Apple creates some of the best UIs ever.
Yeah, and I'm an absolute UI slut. That's why I will just always use Logic.
No, I get what you mean for sure. It took me a while to find a DAW that I also like the UI, because when I think I remember telling you this back in the day. Because I've gone through many phases of using different DAWs. I started with FL Studio. Then eventually, because I like to track-based workflow, which is like, you know, you have tracks here rather than patterns like in FL, you know? I got a Hackintosh on my PC, which is like running Mac on it, and would run Logic on that, and that was fine for a while. But my audio interface now that I have, they make two versions of it. They make a Windows version and a Mac version, and you cannot just use the Windows version on Mac because the Windows version uses USB and the Mac version uses Thunderbolt. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so when I eventually switched back to Windows, I interned at a studio for a while, and I got really comfortable with Pro Tools, and that was my main DAW for like 2 years. But my issue with Pro Tools is two things. A, the price is ridiculous, and I only am going to be able to pay monthly for it, and I would never be able to buy it outright for $700 because I can't remember the last time I had that much money. And B, its workflow for actually composing and producing things isn't the greatest. Like,
Nah,
for mixing, it's pretty good because of all of the built-in tools they have for splicing audio and audio effects and stuff. But
I got Pro Tools certified in school, and I hated it the whole time.
I actually like it. Believe it or not, even though I don't think it's the greatest for composing, I am a fan of Pro Tools because, like, it is what kind of initiated the track-based workflow for the DAWs. It kind of started that idea of, like, you have all these tracks on the left, and then you have all your clips on the right, and then you have all your effects on the mixer. Like, like that sounds simple, like, duh, right? But that Pro Tools actually kind of started that. I will say the thing that I don't like about Pro Tools is its UI. That's actually the thing about it, right? Is like it is very powerful, but it's a very unintuitive UI.
And it doesn't like, I don't know how to, like, this UI just always gets me, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I just feel less inspired when I'm looking at Pro Tools. I feel like I'm in, like, some, like, utilitarian...
I know what you mean. You're using a utility, you're using a tool, but when you're in here, I know what you mean.
Yeah. This is like, oh, I'm having fun, and everything's colorful, and I can make,
right.
Like, I'm sure you can do, like, you can color regions and shit, obviously, in Pro Tools, but I don't know, this just, like, looks more fun to me. It looks like I'm about to have some fun. That's how I feel about my new DAW. I'm so in love with Studio One now, because it is the best of all worlds for me. It is very similar to Pro Tools in the way it's laid out, and Logic, like... Yeah. If you see my screen, I can also have these, like, track icons on the left, you know what I mean, on things, right? I gotta get a second monitor out here. And I can also have these, like, track icons you were talking about and stuff. Yeah, because whenever I see this, I'm like, oh, this is, like, a nice in-between. Because, like, it's like, I like this UI, and it's like, is that, like, a theme you can change, how everything's... Yeah, well, literally, actually, this is my favorite part of it. Yeah, like, that's... literally... yeah. That's what I'm talking about, like, that looks fun. It looks more fun. And then also, on top of that, you can change what you know what my favorite part, or my least favorite part of a UI is I only use fucking half of these, or whatever, right? Because look, here's what you get by default. See that? Yeah, fucking a bunch of shit, yeah. And you're like, when am I gonna ever touch this? Well... Right? You can get rid of the things you don't want. Literally. Yeah. I'm sure you can do that in this, too. I haven't played around with it, though. What did I actually have rid of? Now I need to remember. It's true. Controls edit position. Yeah, I want that. Ripple edit. What is ripple edit?
I like these glitchy drums.
Oh, me too. I don't know what ripple edit is, so I guess I'll turn it off. But yeah, I like that you can actually get rid of the things on the UI you don't use. You know what I mean? And just only use what you use. Yeah, I'll get you on this on the Studio One trade one day, Bucks. I'm in love with it. Yeah, I do need a DAW for my PC just for stuff, and that's definitely the one. That's how it started. I was like, oh, like I'll just use this on Windows, and then eventually I was like, okay, this is just my main DAW now by large.
I filed my first bug report today.
Really? What was it?
Dolphin doesn't close a frame dump file when you untick the frame dump while the game is paused. And I talked with them. It's not a feature. They were also like confused as why it was happening. So I filed it. Man, seeing people in here make music just makes me want to make music, but like, I have no motivation outside of that.
I was saying earlier, I have too many hobbies, like, when I'm deep in, like, a coding grind and stuff, like, and I see music make me like, oh, I'd want to do that too, but then my brain's like, wait, but you want to work on this or click, like, right? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, no, I hate, like, having multiple hobbies and then one being in the forefront, and then being like, like, I'm neglecting this other one because I'm being reminded of it now, you know, like...
Darn it. I can fix the report file.
Can you make a feature request for it to have a have an